Hiya. So this is about unity, and it's about social democracy, and about class. So you have to think about how we get unity um, with people, because I want that. But it's not enough for me to say, oh, well, I support the market economy, so that's basically what I give them, because it already exists. So they could say, well, the right could say they give me the NHS or something, and it already exists, you know what I mean? So what we need is something more like to accept that classes, working class are exploited. They're the ones who are unfairly treated to begin with. So it's we don't have to give as much. It's true though. It sounds like we're being unfair, but it's not. We're the ones. Working class are the ones that are treated unfairly. So we're just going for fair shares. We're not going for excess. We're not wanting a propaganda matrix. We're not wanting megaphones like Rupert Murdoch. We're not wanting £1 billion. We're the ones who need some fairness in order to get it equal. You see what I mean? It's not an equal playing field to begin with, where we have to go to people who've got a megaphone and millions and millions and millions of people on the world, and they've got millions and millions of pounds, and we have to meet them halfway. Like we have to, give them more. It's not quite like that. So it's unfair to say that oh well, what are you giving the elites? You know what I mean? That's the what I will say is that I don't think working class politics does ask for excess. I don't think it does ask for great power and all that. Other than to say that I accept that if there was a violent revolution, there would be a hoarding of power. That's why I'm very suspicious indeed of just revolution, violence, and because they just take the state superstructure for their own and then for it, where it's back to square one. Was the problem in the first place that this is power inequality. It doesn't matter who's got it. If we get it, then it's still wrong. You know what I mean? Because if we're taking the power inequality, then there's power inequality. It's a circular argument, but it's true. It's true. If 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 we have access to megaphones and other people don't, if we have access to all this power and status and wealth and income and others don't, then we're the ones who should get pointed at and say, look how wrong they are. That's what's wrong. That's the problem with the world. The vast unfairness. If you get rid of the unfairness, you'll get rid of a lot of the problems. Instead, what we've done, I remember 30 years ago, 20 years ago, they're saying, oh, we'll sort all this inequality out, we'll be more, we've listened, a by-election defeat by the Tories, and suddenly now we're going to listen, and there's not going to be any more of this. And now we're at a stage where there's billionaires, just like 26 of them, who have the same amount of wealth as the bottom 3.4 billion. Excuse me if I don't think that those comments after by-election defeats were true. I just think it's the cliche. What's the by-election? What do you say? Now we're going to start to listen. 2 months later, there was a by-election. Now what do you say? Now we're going to learn the lessons from this one. We're going to start to listen. And it's like, oh, shut up. No one listens to that anymore because we've learned that that's not true. They're just cliche. Come out with it. Anyway, their job is not to listen. That's what they are. Like what? So for unity, we do not have to like meet billionaires halfway or anything like that. I mean Rupert Murdoch halfway, or the Daily Mail or anything like that. A left-wing cooperative social democracy, as long as it's genuine and authentic, then it's fairness already. It is about fairness. It's not about being hateful towards anyone. So it's not about giving anyone a bad deal. Right? And so as long as you're not asking for excess, which isn't social democracy anyway, it's something more like when you're doing that, then there's not a problem. So on policy then, this is the policies I've come up with. A market economy in non-essentials, only way I can think of effectively distributing goods over a wide area is a market economy. Yeah, it says it. A universal basic income, probably of at least £200 a week, taxed away from the wealthy. And in order to get more working class students going to uni, I would replace the current system and give a very small grant. It would be the amount of universal basic income would influence this grant level. See, it's not about excess. It's not about piling money towards the poor. So this could be very small indeed, almost like token gesture. I don't know because I don't know about the cost of living for students. But what I'm saying is that would the amount. What I can say is this: the amount of money students would have would increase the number of students from working class backgrounds going to uni, and would almost certainly therefore increase the overall number of students going to university, whether working class or middle class. And that would be good because that would overall it would increase people could think for themselves eventually. Housing, I just think housing was like free education, free healthcare, and the money issue with UBI. I think it's a right. It's a right. It's something that people need. So I think there needs to be free or very low cost housing. Now, you see those policies I mentioned already. Can you see that shift in power and income towards the poor? You have to be radical like that, otherwise you're just tinkering. I just want to say, what is the alternative way of getting money to the poor other than doing that? Don't say jobs, because people all want to work. People go to university want to become middle class professionals, and America's often had more jobs than some other countries that are far better at helping the poor than America is. Whereas the poor in America, even if they're in work, still absolutely depressed because of lack of money. 90% of Americans are stressed about money, according to Yahoo. It was obviously quoting some study, Yahoo News, and 34% are losing sleep over it. They need class war. This is about the UK, but that's just a point about another nation that needs class war. Right, on with the policies in the UK anyway. Abolition of right-wing megaphone press, an end of the freakish sycophants and empire loyalism of our journalists, including from the liberal left news media. Both the right and liberal left stand up for the propaganda matrix and its extreme power and income inequality, and they both stand up for the US military empire. No more, we'd get rid of them. We need a historical inquiry to educate the public on the propaganda divide and real estate superstructure. Desperately. In one of my last videos, it's on YouTube. If you're looking at this one, just look for a recent date up before this one, yesterday. Not really more. 3rd of August. I went on about, let me just think. What was it? Well, I went on about all this kind of thing and how I need to get the title of my recent papers. Yeah, I went on about that's it. The liberal left and the propaganda matrix. I went on about how the liberal left prop up the state superstructure more than anyone, because the liberal left split from people like what I've become, who are genuinely trying to redistribute income and power. They don't want to redistribute income and power. They don't want to do that. They just want to be sort of like nice image. That's about it. That's how I see it as. Whereas there's still warmongers, even more than the right wing are. Definitely, there's no doubt about that now. And just basically, just as a given, of supporting the extreme vast inequality, just like as a given. You know, not even thinking about it, just doing it. There's certainly no attempt whatsoever to do anything more than tinker with it, if that. So no. The liberal left don't deserve the tag left, really, but they just put it on there anyway. So they're just continuity Tories. They just continue the Tories. So that's just, they're just not anything to do with me, basically. And I'd pull UK out of NATO. It's the next policy. By the way, liberal left would rather put their head in a fire than do that. They're so passionate about NATO. It's an international institution. It must be amazing. I said that sarcastically. Zero cooperation with the US on military matters. Another thing the liberal left would never contemplate. And cooperation among the people that replaces Westminster's SW1, Parliament, Downing Street, news media cartel. And pro principle of equal voice. There's no free speech with this vast inequality propaganda matrix, none whatsoever. So that's it. That's all I plan to say. That's all I will say, because I think I've made my points. Thanks for listening.